Could Dragon Age the Veilguard be the best Dragon Age game in the series? It certainly has the potential to. Is that controversial to say? Maybe. But I stand by it. Hello, my voidlings. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. As you may have heard from the thousands of folks waking up like fandom sleeper agents, Dragon Age the Veilguard is coming out soon. Bioware was so kind to invite me to play an early preview of the game. Yes, you heard me right, early access to Dragon Age. I'll be sharing my spoiler-free thoughts and filling you in on what to expect and whether or not it's living up to the hype. Let's dive in. So let's get into what you really want to know. Should you be excited for the Veilguard? Will it be your new favorite Dragon Age game? From my early hands-on experience, I can confidently say that this game is everything we hope for and more. There's improvements across the board for many types of Dragon Age fans. First off, the game is stunning. Bioware has taken the best elements of past Dragon Age games and pushed it to the next level. And the combat, it's fluid and makes you feel like a real fantasy action hero. I played mostly as a mage with the orb and the dagger, and let me tell you, it's the most fun I've ever had in Dragon Age combat. The game's design is absolutely breathtaking. Throughout the game, I got to explore locations that we've never been to in previous games. In my preview, I spent lots of time in Minrathous and Treviso. Both were very beautiful and also added so much more context to previous references of the locations. Now I truly understand why Dorian did not like Ferelden. One of my favorite aspects of the Dragon Age series is the story, how the world feels alive and so intertwined with previous games. The Veilguard delivers an epic blend of continuing previous storylines and introducing new ones. We already have seen pieces in previous trailers about the main conflict of the game, sitting around Solus and the other elven gods. Without giving too much away before the game comes out, I can say that players can dive deep into learning more about Solus, the elven nun, and much more before Tevinter came to destroy everything. The Veilguard is a true Bioware game where choices and interpersonal relationships matter. There are some big decisions with real consequences. In my preview, I had to make a big decision and immediately saw the consequences of it. Like literally, I sat there and I had to make a mental pros and cons list because I was just so afraid of making the wrong choice. However, unlike my experiences in other games recently, my companions were not all ready to jump on my neck for doing something that they disagreed with. Of course, there were some who were disappointed and very much lost approval with, but my companions understood. They even asked about how other people were doing in that crisis. This brings me up to my next topic, the companions. Dragon Age the Veilguard's companions have the potential to become my favorite companions of the franchise. Each and every one of the companions are multifaceted and don't just revolve around Rook, one of my main complaints of the previous Dragon Age titles. When speaking with some of the devs, they mentioned wanting to emphasize companion agency, and it definitely shines through. Wandering around during quests, it seemed that banter triggered much more often than Inquisition, and when interrupted, they can return to the conversation. The reactions are believable too. Rook can choose a good dialogue option to care about someone, but crossing their boundaries earns disapproval just like how it would in real life. I think the companion writing was most notable in the Lighthouse with the full party discussions. Everyone's gathering around in the lounge area, in their resting clothes, debating and plotting in home base. It really immersed me and made it feel like my Rook was truly a part of a group of heroes trying to stop the world from ending, rather than the companions being coworkers who just talk at each other. Now moving on to my personal favorite part, character creation. When talking about character creation, I must say I'm really happy with Rook as the main protagonist of this game. Rook feels somewhere between Hawk and the Inquisitor, where there's a lot of ways to roleplay differently within your faction, in your race, but you do have a personality outside of the voice lines that you choose. While during my preview, I didn't get to see much about how the Mornwatch would affect interactions, it definitely felt like each faction had moments for Rook's history to shine through in. Rook has a reason to be there, but how you play it out is entirely up to you. Just like how your Rook's appearance is up to you. The Veilguard has so much to play with in character creation and great options to choose from. I especially enjoyed the body type sliders and the beautiful long hair options. There are also quite a few black hair options as well. And the Qunari have more options for horn customization than ever before. I did find it difficult to make a Rook that looked like me though. The facial presets seemed to favor more strong features, and the bust sides did not vary too much with the sliders. However, while it's not perfect, it certainly leaps in the right direction. I could talk about this for a while, so stay tuned for a dedicated video on the character creator. Now let's talk about combat. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, this is my first time I've actively enjoyed Dragon Age combat. Not to say I didn't have fun in previous games, but I definitely didn't seek out multiple playthroughs just for the combat. But in the Veilguard, I just might end up doing that. I first played as a mage with my custom Rook in the preview, mainly since the dagger and orb style caught my attention. It was a blast. I feel like I keep on repeating that, but there's truly just isn't a better way to describe the feel of the Veilguard's combat. What we lost in the ability to control companions in a more active sense, we gained by truly feeling that main character energy while offering up a healthy challenge. However, if challenge isn't really your thing, there are so many ways to customize the difficulty of particular elements of the combat. I found it fun to play on normal difficulty, but then I added in more aim assist since I'm terrible at aiming with a controller. The biggest shock to me though, this game makes Warrior actually fun. Warrior is typically my least favorite class in the series to play, but details like the shield throws and the parrying made this class beat Rogue in my ranking. Rogue was definitely fun as well, but I didn't have as much time with it. I felt like I was lost in how to best optimize my abilities. Warrior and Mage were the most straightforward, even playing with higher level characters with even more options. I've already planned to do multiple playthroughs to experience the story with different races, different factions, but now I'm definitely adding different classes. So, should you be hyped for Dragon Age the Veilguard? Absolutely. If you're a fan of the series or just love RPGs with rich storytelling, complex characters, and a world you can lose yourself in, this is an absolute must play. This game will definitely be enjoyable for both hardcore fans of Dragon Age and those who have never played a Dragon Age game before. I feel like I've barely scratched the surface of what the Veilguard has to offer, but based on what I played, I am so excited. Not only do we get Halloween, which as a spooky gal I absolutely adore, but we get Veilguard as well. Next month can come sooner. Well, that's all I can share for now. I'll be doing more videos diving deeper into things like the lore and also the character creator. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to thumbs up and comment to let me know what you think. What are you the most excited for in the Veilguard? The story, the combat, the characters? I want to hear all of your thoughts. Until next time, take care of yourselves and I'll see you in Thedas. Bye!